So hopefully you got a chance to go ahead and watch Mike's video. Now, he points out some very significant concepts, but the overall point that he's making is that a split squat is going to be much more effective at training the lower torso than a bilateral squat. And I'm in agreement with him. But what I want to do is expand on this just a little bit further, because even though he may have talked about this more in his product, what I want to do is talk about the split stance. The split stance is a key stance. It's why we use it to function in so many things that we do, like running and walking and those types of events. Why is the split squat such a much more effective stance at helping stabilize our lumbar spine and therefore allowing our lower torso to work harder? It's very simple. When you look at the lumbar spine, specifically where the sacrum and L5, lumbar level 5, meet, that's classified as a transition point in our body. It's where movement can occur or transition from one side to the other. As a result of that, that area is a very important area to create stability at when you're trying to create force in your upper body and lower body. So as a result, if I place a weight on my back, I now have a driving force coming down through my low back. If L5 is not stable, as Mike is suggesting with the bilateral squat, subsequently the forces are not going to be able to be transferred down into my lower torso to make it work. What does the split stance do to help me stabilize more effectively? It's very simple. When my left leg goes forward and my right leg goes back, here is what L5 and S1 are saying to each other. They're stacked on top of each other in a parallel stance. Now they go into a staggered stance. L5 looks down, S1 looks up at L5 and says, hey, which way are you going to move? L5 goes, well, the left side of my pelvis wants to go backwards, and the right side of my pelvis wants to go forward. So the sacrum says, well, I don't know which way they want me to go. L5 says, well, I'm following you, so therefore let's just stay stable. So essentially what happens is L5 and S1 lock onto each other and stay stable in a staggered stance. So once again, if I'm here and I put my foot up onto the bench, my right pelvis is being shifted anteriorly. My left pelvis is being shifted posteriorly. That means the sacrum, okay, or S1 is sitting right there. L5 is going to go where S1 follows, especially if the upper body is locked in, which it is with a split squat. Therefore, L5 stays stable. Now we can take that and go into all other kinds of exercises, like horizontal pushing, overhead pressing, and all the other movements that we can do in split stance. Essentially, we can do any exercises in split stance. So now you understand why L5 and S1 working together become more stable in a split stance. It's the perfect reason why we are so integrated and we have a closed kinetic chain. Tomorrow I'll bring you back why the scapula likes this whole thing as well. Have a good day.